the heart of a glittering gala where chandeliers cast 1,000 tiny stars across a sea of silk and champagne, a single voice pierced the air like a bell. "I choose Maya. I want her to be my mom." 8-year-old Liam Harrington stood in his pale blue suit, his small finger pointing past the glamorous trio of models. Brooke in silver, Vanessa in emerald, Scarlett in deep red. Straight at Maya Williams, a black woman in a navy uniform, her hands still damp from cleaning, clutching a tray of tools. The grand hall froze. Gasps rippled. The light caught the water stains on Maya's hands, her brown skin glowing under the cold chandeliers. Michael Harrington, Liam's father, a titan of industry with a voice like thunder, shattered the silence. "No, Liam, that filthy maid will never be your mother." His words landed like a slap, silencing the clink of glasses. The model smirked. Brooke sniffed sharply. "She cleans toilets, Liam. Do you think your late mother would approve?" Vanessa's voice dripped venom. "Look at her. Grease on her hands, dust in her hair. That's your idea of a mother." Scarlett's smile was a blade. "She came from the mud and she'll stay there just like her mother, probably scrubbing floors on her knees." Maya's grip tightened on the tray, her eyes darkening. She'd heard these words before in hallways, elevators, behind polite smiles. But when they dragged her mother into it, something snapped. She stepped forward, voice low but steel-edged. "Don't talk about my mother, and don't ever speak about the people I love that way." Laughter answered her. Scarlett drew out the word noble like a taunt. But Liam, undeterred, stepped closer to Maya, his eyes blazing. "Dad, don't talk to her like that. She's my family. Enough." Michael roared, snatching a crystal glass from the table and hurling it. The room gasped as it shattered against Maya's temple, water and glass exploding in the light. Blood seeped between her fingers as she staggered. "Get out of my house!" Michael bellowed, face flushed. "You're fired. Pack your things and be gone by morning." Liam's cry cut through. "No, she's my mom." Michael dragged his son toward the stairs, guests parting like water, heads bowed, pretending not to see. That night, in the gilded bedroom, Liam sobbed into his pillow. "When I was sick, when I couldn't sleep, Maya was there. You weren't." Michael stared out at the city lights, his voice cold as iron. "Go to sleep. This is over." But it wasn't. The next morning, winter sun spilled silver across the lawn. Liam, restless, wandered to the thinly iced lake in the garden, kicking pebbles at the stone edge. One misstep, crack. The ice gave way and black water swallowed him. His scream vanished in the wind. Maya heard it. She didn't think, she ran. Boots tore through frost-crusted grass as she plunged into the freezing water, the cold knifing her lungs. She saw a tiny flailing hand grabbed Liam's wrist and pulled with every ounce of strength, dragging him through the jagged ice to the muddy shore. "Hold on to me," she gritted, her body screaming against the cold. When Michael arrived, Maya was kneeling in the sludge, wrapping her coat around the shivering boy. Liam buried his face in her shoulder, sobbing. Michael's world tilted. Power, status, last night's cruel words, all shattered in the face of the truth. It wasn't uniforms or elite approval that mattered. It was the arms that held his son when he couldn't. His voice cracked. "Maya," the apology stuck. He swallowed. "I was wrong. I'm sorry for the words, the glass, for everything." In the warm kitchen, towels, ginger tea, and bandages appeared. Maya pressed a wrap to the gash on her temple, steam rising from her cup. Michael sat down coffee, his heartbeat unsteady. "I want you to stay, not as help, but as Liam's full-time caregiver. Fair pay, benefits, days off, and the respect you deserve." Maya met his gaze. "Not for the money, Mr. Harrington. For respect. If I stay, Liam must be protected from words like last night's, even from you." Michael nodded, each word a vow. "I promise no one, including me, will treat you like that again." Liam sniffled, eyes bright. "You'll stay, right?" Maya smoothed his wet hair. "If you want me to." Michael gave a small nod. "I do." The house, once cold as a museum, warmed through the smell of baking through Liam's small hug. That afternoon, snow rimmed the windows. The grand hall stood still, staff moving quietly, as if guarding something fragile. Upstairs, Liam slept, clutching his stuffed rabbit. Maya sat beside him, a gentle guard, her bandage peeking from her hair. Downstairs, Michael canceled a board meeting. He wasn't leaving the house that had almost cost him his son. An old friend, a retired judge, dropped by. "Children, see past pride," he said wearily. "Don't waste the chance that boy gave you that night." The 3 models, Brooke, Vanessa, Scarlett, returned, their perfume thick as smoke. "We came to make peace," Brookie said sweetly. Vanessa's eyes flicked to Maya. To help manage the story. We're the same class, Michael. Scarlett's voice was honeyed venom. No matter how well she dresses, she's still the floor scrubber. Other CEOs won't let their kids near Liam if his mother cleaned toilets. Maya gripped a wooden spoon, knuckles white. Michael stepped forward, cold as stone. Get out of my house, Vanessa scoffed. Careful. My house, Michael said. Our house, Maya corrected, her voice edged with steel. If you can't show respect, there's the door. Scarlett's smile faltered. Resentment flashing. It won't be for long. The next morning, Patricia Crane, the PR specialist, burst in with a tablet. Security footage from the lake leaked. It's trending. Maya saving Liam. Millions of views. Bad for your shark image, Michael, but good for your human one. The internet's calling her a hero. Maya froze. There was a camera. Patricia nodded. And a story. We take control. From now on, Maya is family. Michael glanced at Liam, laughing over pancakes, and nodded. I'm sure. That afternoon on the east lawn, cameras and reporters gathered. Maya stood beside Liam, her hand on his shoulder. Michael stepped to the podium. There's been gossip, prejudice. Today, I end it. Maya Williams is not a maid. She is family. The person my son trusts most. She saved his life not once, but every time I wasn't there. She stays with full respect. Anyone who can't accept that can leave my life. Flashbulbs popped. Questions flew. Michael raised a hand. That's all. Liam gripped Maya's hand tighter. She felt steady, as if she stood on the foundation of this home, not as staff but as someone who belonged. But Vincent Lang, a former board member with a vendetta, wasn't done. That night, a black envelope arrived among congratulatory flowers. Red ink bled like a wound. You won the battle. The war is mine. Michael's jaw tightened. He's probing the fence. Roland Hayes, a cybersecurity expert, was called. I want eyes on him. Phone meetings, spending. Roland's smile was thin. If he twitches, I'll hear his bones creak. Patricia devised a trap. The charity gala this weekend. Cameras everywhere. If Vincent acts, we'll have witnesses. At the gala, the historic hotel glowed. Mirrors scattering light like falling stars. Michael and Maya strode down the carpet, murmurs rippling. That's her, the one who saved the boy. Vincent emerged, whiskey in hand, eyes sliding over Maya. You've dressed up tonight, almost convincing. Convincing enough to stand here as a guest, Maya replied evenly. And important enough for you to walk over. Vincent leaned in. You're playing a dangerous game. The difference, Maya said, is I'm not the one caught cheating. A commotion erupted. Security pinned a paparazzo, his camera skidding across the marble. Roland held up the man's phone, texts proving he was paid to plant staged photos. Vincent melted into the crowd, his smile gone. Back home, a drone hovered above, its unblinking eye streaming live. Roland jammed it, and it crashed beyond the fence. No memory card, he said. He saw everything. 2 nights later, a metal crash at the east gate triggered alarms. A hooded man with a USB drive was caught cutting the lock. Roland plugged it into an isolated system. Encrypted. Could be files. Could be a trap. Michael called the police. This is a message, he told Maya. He's pushing us to the edge. Maya gripped her wine glass. I'm scared. Not for me. For Liam. Michael's eyes burned. I'd burn this house down before I let him touch my son. The next day, Elena Ramirez, a defector from Vincent's circle, revealed a mole. Marie Clark, Michael's longtime assistant. Evidence piled up. Encrypted channels, wire transfers. In the reading room, Maurice sobbed. I thought it was harmless. Michael's voice was quiet, tragic. You betrayed the family that trusted you. She was escorted out. Vincent's network unraveled. Roland traced shady transactions to a warehouse hub. That night, Michael, Maya, Roland, and Elena slipped inside, recording Vincent's voice. Push the leak on Maya. Hit the child endangerment angle. Stage a security incident to draw police away. Plan B, burn. A guard's flashlight caught Maya's legs. Roland silenced him, but an alarm wailed. Vincent vanished through a tunnel, leaving a steaming coffee cup. Police flooded in, seizing evidence. Patricia's exclusive hit the web, cracking Vincent's network. Days later, at the garden opening, Vincent struck again. A fake utility worker, a rogue drone, and finally Vincent himself in a baseball cap, whispering the wrong password to Liam. Starbright. Liam stepped back. Not right. Maya tackled Vincent and Harris cuffed him, his smirk fading. Michael took the podium. We opened these gates because home is people who enter with respect. Michael took the podium. We opened these gates because home is people who enter with respect. Today, one person didn't know that word. The law will handle the rest. Vincent was held without bail, his network collapsing. The board, The board backed Michael, approving an ethics committee. The Starlight and Rose Fund launched, supporting caregivers and children. In the garden, Liam planted a rose named Starlight, its roots sinking into dark soil. That night, Michael apologized. "I'm sorry for the years I saw without seeing." "Thank you for staying," Maya smiled. People become worth it when they choose again, day after day. Liam opened the music box, its tune filling the room. Michael read to him, Maya listening. The house breathed. Weeks later, at Vincent's hearing, Mia testified, her voice steady. The judge upheld the charges. Outside, an old churchwoman told Mia, "Your mother would nod." Maya hugged her, feeling the world shift. Not kinder, but better because of patient hands. In the garden, Liam pointed at the Starlight rose. "It's growing." Maya's heart steadied. So are we. The house, once a fortress, was now a home. Family wasn't blood or power. It was presence, love, and respect. And in that garden, they'd chosen it day after day, until the dark had nowhere left to hide. What would you do to protect what matters most? Would you stand tall under pressure like Michael or guard with quiet strength like Maya? Share your thoughts below. And if this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe.